Hey, good evening, fam. Good evening. I'm broadcasting to you today from Washington, D.C. Um, Came out today to just hang out with some friends for a little bit. Got some coffee because I don't drink. So I figured I could use this wonderful, exquisite establishment. So I'm over here on I Street in Northwest where you have all the luxury brand stores are at. As you guys can see right here, I'm walking up on Burberry, right? One of my favorite brand here. But listen, the reason why I want to have this conversation today, right? Because yet again on my feed, I received another newsletter of a 65-year-old that have zero savings and can't afford to retire. So the title of the article states, I am 65 years old and have zero savings and can't afford to retire, but I really don't want to work until I die. What can I do? What can I do? And in the article, it states right here, a 2024 report by AARP find that 20% of Americans aged 50 and over have no retirement savings at all. The U.S. Government Accountability Office paints an equally dire picture. As of 2022, 32% of households with a worker age 55 and older had no savings for retirement or defined benefit plan. Listen, it is absolutely getting real out here for a lot of people, right? It is absolutely getting real out here for a lot of people. And we're actually walking up. Let me show you this. It's one of my one of my favorite brand. How you doing, sir? All right. It's actually one of my favorite brand right here, which is Gucci. Right. A lot of people love Louis and stuff like that. I'm more of of a Gucci individual. But back to my story here. In this article, there's something that it states in this article that I find in every article that I read. And it states that most people should downsize their homes. Most people should downsize their homes. And or possibly maybe even consider, getting a roommate because of the cost that's associated with having a home or property. In my last video, I did mention to you guys that I personally believe that retirement or people having no retirement have a lot to do with home ownership. A lot of people that own homes have no assets. They have no assets, no retirement, because all their life savings went into that home. Not only did their life savings go into that home, they can't even afford to properly contribute to a retirement plan. They cannot afford to properly contribute to a retirement plan because outside of the mortgage, there is going to be expenses that comes up that you are unprepared for, that's going to make you or force you to break the bank. So you were doing well, you were saving. All of a sudden the AC goes out. That's $10,000. Plumbing issue. That's probably another $10,000 to $15,000, right? Roofing, things like that will happen, where it will force you to break the bank. But you put a smile on your face and say, at least I own a home. Here's the fact of the matter, folks. You don't own the home. The home owns you. You don't own a home. The home owns you. Let me share this with you guys real quick. right? I love DC. I love DC. Listen, a lot of people are not gonna want to hear what I'm saying today because it's gonna hurt because you feel like you did the right thing. They sold you on home ownership, and you felt as though like you did the right thing. And it's not technically a bad thing. It's just when you factor in the cost of owning these properties now, these homes, you factor in the high interest rate, and you factor in the cost of repair. A lot of people, when rates went up to 5%, I, in my mind, thought nobody was gonna buy nothing. I was like, ain't nobody finna pay that. But people kept buying. Then it went to 6, and they still kept buying. Then it went to 7, and they kept on buying. And these realtors will tell you that, oh, don't worry, the rates will go down, and you can refinance. Let me tell you one thing I know about America. As long as you show them that you can pay for this or you're willing to pay for it, they will never go back down. I said that years ago about gas, and you guys, if you're watching this, some of y'all might be too young to realize this. There was a point where regular gas was 99 cents. There was a point where regular gas was 99 cents. And it kept on creeping up. And I said to myself, if everybody stopped driving for a whole month and take the metro, gas will go back down. But no, everybody kept on pumping. Everybody kept on pumping, and it kept on going up. It went up again. I was like, listen, if y'all would just ride share, if y'all would just take the metro, the bus, they have to lower it down because we are the consumer and we are the one with the power because we are the one who purchase. And if you stop purchasing, they have to lower the price. People kept on buying. Then gas kept on going up. $2, $3, $4, $5. Some place, even in California, I heard at a point, it went to $7 a gallon. Some parts of California. And people were still buying. Like crazy stuff. So I already knew when they said that the rates will go down and you can refinance, I knew it was a lie. I knew it was a lie. And I knew at that moment that a lot of people, it's going to be a lot of foreclosure coming down the pike, which is what's happening right now because those people were sold on just bite the bullet for now, cut your costs, do what you can do to hold on to the house until the rates go down and you can refinance. And those people now cannot refinance. They are stuck with those high mortgage that they can't afford. It reminds me of 2008. Like I said, I keep going back to this has happened before. This is nothing new. But for some reason, people have amnesia. People do not remember what just happened less than 20 years ago. Okay? And this is why I say the media, these realtors, these lenders, they are great advertiser, man. Yo, listen, they can sell water to water. They can sell water to water. These people are highly skilled at telling you or marketing to you something that happened in the past that it just happened, but they can help you forget it and help you get into a situation that you probably shouldn't be in the first place. When these homes price was going up, along with that, the interest rate was going up too. And I'm just like, there's no way people are this crazy to be buying a home at 6% and 7%. And they kept on buying because they were told they could refinance. And now they cannot. So when you factor that in to people being forced now to pay a mortgage that they cannot afford, then you factor in home cost, repair, right? Then it kind of makes sense as to the reason why a lot of people do not have any money at all for retirement. Like I keep saying, it's not rocket science. There is nothing about this that's rocket science. If all your money is going into this home, and I always tell people, I'm a person who's logical. I like to think logically, right? And I say to myself, if they're telling me that my home is my key to wealth, then my home can be my retirement plan. Being a Scorpio, right? Alarm goes off, radar goes up, right? Alarm goes off, radar goes off. And I'm saying, okay, cool. I buy this property, I invest it for the next 30 years. After that, then what? Because if I'm able to get money out of it, that money ain't free. It's pretty much a loan. So now I'm taking money out of my house, right, to fund my retirement. And now I have a new payment now. Or option two, I pretty much just, sell the property, cash out pretty much, and take whatever money I earn from that and leave. But then when I leave, where do I go? When I leave, where do I go? I gotta go find somewhere else to lay my head, correct? This is why I say what I say, like, they do a really good job in reference to marketing to the American people. And a lot of Americans don't think. They go with their feelings. This feels good, so I'm gonna do it. But they don't say, hold up. So even if I was to buy this house, even let's say it does goes up in value, when I pull money out, I'm obligated to pay that money back. It's a loan. It's a loan. So now I got a lump sum in my bank account, but then every month I'm paying back this loan every single month. Then essentially I'm never mortgage free. This is the reason why, and a lot of people do not like to hear this. But this is one of the reasons why I've been saying, listen, one of the smartest things you could probably do for yourself is maybe look into investing into a index universal life policy. Because and consider renting. Renting is not people want to make it into a bad thing. Okay, they want to act like if you're renting, you're paying the landlord, right? And you're not getting anything out of it, but you're getting a lot out of it. Let me tell you why. The cost of repair you don't have to pay. And if you're smart, you take that money now and you invest. Investment is what grows your financial future. It's not your house. Your house essentially is a debt until it's paid off. Then once it's paid off, you may have equity in there, but when you put that equity out, you now have to start paying that money back. But if you, let's say for example, in my other video that I talked about where you renting and then you're putting that money that you could have been spending that extra money for. So let's say for example, your rent is $2,000 a month. And if you were to go into buying a home, now you have a mortgage of $3,200 a month. Well, that's $1,200 extra that you've been paying to get into this this house. Okay, if you could swing that, take that extra $1,200 and purchase yourself a index universal life policy. Rent for the next 10, 15 years or so while building the cash value in your policy. 15 years later, you're able to do two things. You're able to pull money out and buy your house cash. Okay? And when you pull your money out to buy your house cash, you still have money left inside that plan that you can start to still pull out income stream for retirement. So you don't have to tap into your home for some form of equity. Right? You will not have to tap into your home for some form of equity, because your policy now is your investment, is where you're pulling money out of for income stream. So when they try to paint a bad picture to you about being a renter, it's only because they're trying to draw you away from that thought process to have you spend money, to have you be part of the 99%. You know, most rich people do not pay a mortgage. They buy their house cash because they're not fitting to pay that interest rate. They're not going to pay that interest rate. So they end up saving money on the long run. But it's us regular everyday people that they sell us on coming to purchase a mortgage. This guy's story here, to me, as you're watching this is not just this guy. This is thousands, millions of Americans who's going through this right now. So as you're watching this right now, you should be closing your eyes and asking yourself, what would I do if this was me? As a matter of fact, you should immediately log on to whatever bank statement you have, whatever investment statement you have, if you have any, and see where you are right now and run an analysis to see, are you on pace to retire at 59 and a half, 65, 70, or 80. It will tell you. It will tell you. And if you don't have any investment account and you want to open something that you can start to use towards your retirement, and it will allow you to remove any tax liability, text me at 443-208-5480. That's 443-208-5480, especially if you're starting late. If you're starting late, you cannot afford to pay any taxes at all, because that will eat up 35 to 40% of your savings. And you also cannot afford to be in any product that's going to take a market hit. You don't want to do that to yourself. So, but these type of stuff keep hitting my feed every day, which means a lot of people who are going through this. So I'm going to close out with this. Here are some tips as to things that you can start to minimize and start to put money away or save money. For example, coffee. Some people buy coffee twice a day at, let's say, $3.50. Maybe just buy one coffee a day, or maybe make coffee from home. Date nights. I hate to say this, some people are not gonna like this, but if you and your spouse are on the same page and you don't want to be old and broke, this might be something that you might want to come to terms with and agree on. Date night may have to go. It may have to only be maybe once a month. So if you're doing date night every week, You got to cut that off. Number two, shopping, clothes, bags, all those things that you do. If you can remove that, you can save yourself hundreds of dollars a month. Traveling. I speak on this because it's a trend now. It's a thing where everybody's traveling. Yeah, you gotta get rid of that. You gotta put that on pause for a minute, or at least minimize it dramatically, at least by 80%. Happy hours and brunches. You better call your boys and your girl and invite them over to the house, and y'all drink over there. You better have your girls come over to the house and y'all do brunch. All these apps, Netflix, Hulu, Stars, HBO, Showtime, etc., the list goes on. You got to find out which one you truly need and which one got to go. Minimize your credit card, or get rid of all your credit card, which means pay them off and stop using them. That way you can avoid interest charges and fees, right? This one right here will be, excuse me guys, I'm crossing the street. I don't want to get hit because, you know, even though in DC, the pedestrians have the right of way at all times, but I don't believe that. This one right here might hurt a lot of people, and a lot of people might not want to hear this, but all the gift giving gotta go. Especially if you find yourself 45, 46, 47, 55, 60 with no retirement account, no savings. You can't afford to be gifting people stuff. And I know this is a sensitive topic. Some people probably right now tuning off right now because they heard this. But this can save your life. You are not Santa Claus. See, Santa Claus give gifts because Santa Claus is rich up there in the North Pole. You ain't Santa Claus. If you think about how much gift you give out a year, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, birthday, Christmas, whatever, you easily are spending close to $3,000 to $4,000 a year, and that's on the easy side. A year, that's about $400 a month you could be putting away. Listen, these are just little things that you can do. You can find savings from somewhere. You just gotta be willing to want to do it. You understand? You gotta be willing to give it for certain things that might make you uncomfortable. At this moment, you don't have the right to be comfortable. You need to get uncomfortable at this moment, so that way you don't get old and be extremely uncomfortable. In the same article, it says in here that most retirees are living on Social Security alone, and that could be very uncomfortable in the same article. And if the people who are living off of Social Security today in 2025 are uncomfortable, can you imagine where you're going to be at 2035 or 2045? Listen, I am here to save as many people as I can. Save whoever is willing to listen to this and take action. If it's enough for you, keep doing what you're doing, and let's hope it works out. If this is for you and you want to make a change, again, I am available to meet with you. You can text me at 443-208-5480. That is 443-208-5480. And I'm going to close out with this. In life, nothing happens for you, or nothing will change for you until you change. You are the deciding factor to your future. Nobody else. Not a president, not a city councilman, not the mayor, not your parents, not your spouse, nobody. You are the deciding factor to your future. Listen, I love you guys. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and we'll talk soon.